Hello and welcome to Straight News TV. Due to a few technical difficulties, we were unable to do a live hangout. That's what we had planned to do, as you can see on the blog today, and a few tweets from the Straight News TV account and the Straight News account that we promised. An hour long hangout with a guest, Ben, unable to do so because Google Plus is packed in on us. So now I'm recording by myself, just a quick preview, as a few people have requested it. And we apologise for letting so many people down. But yeah, United play LA Galaxy in a few hours' time at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Los Angeles. Louis Van Gaal's first game in charge, and given the squad that's on tour, there's been a few predictions doing the rounds. What formation will he do? What young players will he include? I have a feeling he'll go strong. There are murmurs that Dan Fletcher will be captain. Obviously, Michael Carrick is out for approximately 3 months with an ankle injury. Whether he needs surgery and that, I don't know. But a few people have asked a few questions, and I'm going to go through a few questions, then give you a bit of insight what we're going to be doing throughout the pre-season tour. Granted, Google Hangout works for us. A few guests and a few interviews, hopefully, as the season kicks off. The first question is from Daniel. What do you think Jesse Lingard's role will be this season? In and around the first team or on a loan move? Again, I don't answer one about Wilfred Zaha. We don't know. It depends on Louis Van Gaal and how those players impress on pre-season. If you look back at Wilfred Zaha last summer, did really well on tour and didn't get much of a chance when the season started. He was locked out on loan and he went to Cardiff, didn't do anything. Couldn't even get a start there, and that was a poor team. Only got a social, I'm sure, did all he could for him, and I don't know what it is. Was he training right? Was his attitude wrong? Well, he's a fresh start now under Louis Van Gaal, and I think everyone has a fresh start. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done before. It's a total fresh plate. Goes for everyone in the team. Jesse Lingard, very good player. People question how small he is, but look how many small players are in the league. It's a myth to say, oh, he's too small or he's not strong enough. Players, if you work to your ability, anything is possible, and fingers crossed that he is one that can step the mark up and give us something to shout about like the upcoming season, like Januzaj did last. Obviously Januzaj is not on tour, so it's a great chance for these young lads to really put their foot in it and tell Louis Van Gaal, look at me, look what I can do. Next question is from Joey. Of the players who have not fulfilled their potential, who can Louis Van Gaal turn into a world-class player? It's a good question. Louis Van Gaal has a knack for going place and finding these hidden talents and making them world beaters. Like Iniesta was very close to leaving Barcelona as a young player, and look what how he owes a lot of his career to Louis Van Gaal. He came out recently and just spoke about what a great manager he was, and it's funny enough for Barcelona, Louis Van Gaal is quite a controversial figure after his whole, I suppose, episode with Rivaldo, who was the major player at the time with a massive ego. And also you look at the Bayern Munich team, Muller, Cruz, the list really goes on. And of course he was the manager that gave Carlos Puyol his debut at Barcelona, which is a massive move, and the career he's had. So a lot of top players owe their careers to Louis Van Gaal. He believes in giving you chances, and if you can prove to him that you have the ability, he put trust in you. That's the type of manager he is. So to answer your question, who can turn around to a world-class player, I think if we got the whole Straight News TV panelists together and we all have to guess, it's a total guess. We haven't got a clue who can turn around to a great player. Johnny Evans, or not Johnny Evans, it's already a great player. It's Phil Jones, maybe? Phil Jones has a leader-like attributes. It's just he needs to really cement that place at centre-half this coming season. He was pushed around numerous positions, midfield, right back, and of course his own centre-half. He needs to cement that position big time this season. I'd like to see Tom Cleverley give another go. It's not a popular opinion. I know I got a lot of stick on here last season with Serge, Jonathan and Ian for having that opinion, but I see a talent in Tom Cleverley. Good in the counter attack. He's not a regular starter for me, but I think he's a very good squad player and be very useful. But last season, David Moyes, was times where he was overused, and that's where so much abuse and criticism came. Just one last question. What size squad do you think Louis van Gaal wants? Seen some sources say that he prefers 23 plus youth. Current is 36. 36 is a lot, and all the major journalists have been saying that there will be lots of people being sold. Um, I don't know how many is ideal for Louis van Gaal. Obviously, we haven't got Champions League football, so I'm guessing he'd like a smaller number that of solid players that he can build upon. Granted, we get top four and then really strengthen going into Europe next year. So again, we've only got 3 questions. Sorry, there's a dog. We've only got 3 questions. That's it really. Short preview. Not going into too much detail. I will be doing something similar.